So today we continue with our classes of Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, and today's class number 18. We start with our Chafetz Chaim series, and today we continue Shmiras Sefer Shmiras Lashon. Today subject is silencing the accuser. Okay, so accuser is Satan, as we know. As mentioned above, HaShem acts toward the Jewish people in the way that we act toward one another, right? As we said before. Thus, if Jews live in peace and harmony with one another, then in heaven Satan is not able to indict them. Okay. HaShem has implanted Satan's nature, and an ability to indict his beloved nation in any way under such a condition. So basically, when we are good with each other, so the Satan cannot prosecute us in the hell, which is good to know. Medrash Shir HaShirim say that this applies even when the Jewish people are guilty of the worst sins, such as idol worship. And we know that Hashem hates idol worship. Right? Thus, it is written, bound to one another in peace, be attached, bound to one another in peace, but attached in idol worship is Ephraim. Let him be. HaShem. So basically, Ephraim, just to remind us, it's a northern kingdom, right? When the kingdom of Israel split after the death of Shlomo HaMelech on the northern kingdom, we call it Ephraim, right, or kingdom of Israel, right, and on the south it was the Yehuda. Okay. Medrash keneged midah keneged midah, measure for measure, is a rule for the rule of the heaven in all instances. When a person restrains himself from speaking disparagingly of his fellow and arousing bad feeling toward him, then in heaven accuser is unable to open his mouth to accuse. So whatever we do in this life, midah keneged midah. Whatever we do, the way we judge others, the same way Hashem judges us. So that's
yeah, I heard that somewhere too. Like they said exactly like it was like I was learning about the shur about judging others and about lashon hara, like the way it says it said exactly like this. The way that you judge others is the way Hashem will judge you. If you judge others favorably, Hashem will judge you favorably, and same goes for the opposite way. If you judge people harshly or your fellow Jews or other people harshly, so will Hashem judge, and Hashem will judge you harshly as well.
Yeah. Okay, and unless there are specific cases when we are not allowed to judge somebody favorably.
Mm-hmm.
That's an exception. Okay. The converse is also true when lashon hara is spoken and invokes divine wrath toward the speaker. Okay. As our sages comment on the words, and in his hand was a call. Echo. Okay, it's from Yeshayahu 6:6. Hashem told the angel, break the mouth of the one who spoke ill of my children. So, and break the mouth, and it could be Jew or non-Jew. So let's not be on that category. Especially don't speak like in general about Jews negatively. Okay. So continue with Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We're in Siman number 9 and Siv in chapter 8. So we still in the laws of tzitzis. So still a lot of laws of tzitzis. So as we saw last time, maybe not all of them apply to us, and we're not going to make our tzitzis, but still we need to learn and see. Okay. So Siv number 8. With regard to all mitzvahs.
Rabbi, before you go on, like you were talking about the laws of tzitzit, right? Like in Shema it says we should and it'll be for we are supposed to place like a thread of blue, right, on our tzitzit, but we cannot do that anymore because we can't do that anymore because we do not know what animal contained that certain type of blood or color that we're allowed to use.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that also like one of the laws we cannot practice with tzitzit or no?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So number 8, with regard to all mitzvahs, one one recites the blessing upon the mitzvah preceding its performance, right? As we know. So first we say blessing, then we do the action. This means that the blessing should be made prior to carrying on out the mitzvah. And immediately after one recites the blessing. One more time. This means that the blessing should be made prior to carrying the mitzvah. And immediately after one recites the blessing, one must do the mitzvah without any interruption at all between the blessing and the mitzvah. As we said before, so we say like we have 1.5 seconds to start the mitzvah. Maybe it's going to take some time, but at least we have to start. Okay. Therefore, before donning the talis gadol, meaning the big one that we put for praying, one should hold the talis in both his hands, and he should think that the Holy One, blessed be He, has commanded us to wrap ourselves with tzitzis garment, so that He will remember throughout the tzitzis all of His commandments to perform them, meaning the person.
Yeah.
His
It's
commandments.
these exact words, Rabbi. It says like, and it will be for tzitzit, and you will look upon and remember all the commandments of HaShem, and you will not turn aside of your heart and with your eyes, which cause you to go astray, in order that you remember before all my commands, be holy unto your God. It says the exact same thing in Shema,
Yeah. So basically, so we say here, so he holds with both of his hands, like above his head, I would say, like some like this. He would hold his talis, like he's ready to do mitzvah. So it's not like somebody would take out of the bag his talis and start saying the blessing. That's not proper way. So basically you're all ready. And he should think. So he holds it in his hands above his head, and he should think that the Holy One, blessed be He, has commanded us to wrap ourselves in tzitzis garment, so that we will remember through the tzitzis all His commandments and perform them. Okay, as it says in Bamidbar 15:39, right? As it say, and you shall see it, and you shall remember all the commandments of HaShem and perform them. So the emphasis in to see it and perform them, right? Not just to see and don't do anything. Okay. Commentary 52. This is in addition to the regular intention that one should have when performing mitzvah. That the action is done, he is doing, is for the purpose fulfillment of mitzvah. So basically, with all of the mitzvahs that we do, so you have to have concentration for that specific mitzvah. But about tzitzis, we said that I'm going to say that. As Jonathan told us, so you're going to look at the tzitzis and you're going to remember all of the mitzvahs. So it's like additional kavanah, additional attention when you put on talis. One should then recite the blessing while standing. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam asher kiddushonu b'mitzvos v'tzivanu v'chatev b'tzitzis. Okay, so it says, "Blessed you, Hashem." I'm going to skip. Who sanctified us with the commandments and commanded us to wrap us with ourselves with tzitzis. Comments? Okay.
No.
Okay, continue. All right. So that is 1 second, but just 1 second. But tzitzis. Okay. So I said the word that's translated to mean with that tzitzis. But tzitzis with that tzitzis, okay? Where it's vowelized with a sheva, bet tzitzis, it should mean only with tzitzis. But we say with that tzitzis, okay? The definite article there is used to indicate that we are speaking of specific type of tzitzis. There is those that are made correctly according to all of the halachic specifications. Okay, that's okay. All right, no problem. That's how to pronounce. So now he said this blessing. He should then immediately wrap his head with the talis by putting it forward over himself, so that the front edge of the talus hands down and reach until the point beneath his mouth. So basically, let me show you. So basically, he puts it on. So he holds like this talus, then he puts on top of him. So it's like a hanging here, right? So like it covers his eyes.
Is this during like Amidah or like when they pray?
No, before me that when you just come to shul.
Yeah, because like boy, did you just come to shul?
Yeah, but when you come to shul, you put your talus in tefillin.
Yeah, because you cannot like during Amidah also you cannot see the signs of the Kohanim, right?
But it's different. It's different. Yeah, no, we're discussing how you put it on like in the beginning.
Okay.
After this, he should bring up the corners of the talus into his neck, right? And he should wrap himself with in this manner of the wrapping of the Arabs. So okay, I don't know how to show you. Let me take a talus. Maybe I'll show you. Not the big one, but the small one. Second. So basically, so let's say this is a big talus. Let's say it's big, right? So I would put like this. So I would stand like this, then I put it, right? And then like we say, like the Arabs do. So I put together 4 tzitzis. 1 second, put together, and then over the shoulder. That's how they wear, right? You understand? That's what it says. Okay. Wrapping of the Arabs. Okay. 54. At this point, he should throw all tzitzis over his left shoulder. Okay, as we say, all of the left shoulder. Okay, it looks better with a big talus, but you got the point. He should stand with the position for the amount of the time that it takes to walk 4 amos. So basically, 4 amos we said like few seconds, but there is a special blessing that we have in our siddur at this point. So you don't take it back. You read this. It's not a blessing, like several lines. It's not a blessing. Okay. So and he stands like this few seconds. He should say the 3 verses. Okay, here we go. Beginning with Ma Yakar, how precious. It's from Tehillim 36 and verses 8 through 11. Printed in the siddur. Okay, it's all in the siddur. After this, he may remove the talus from his head. Commentary. This procedure applies only to the talus gadol. Of course, I mean, I just show you on a small one because it was like readily available. Okay. One who upon donning the talus gadol mistakenly recite the blessing al mitzvah tzitzis, the blessing normally recited upon the talus katan, should not go back and recite the blessing of lechatei batzitzis. So lechatei meaning the wrapping, the wrap yourself in this tzitzis. So if he said thank you HaShem for giving us this mitzvah of tzitzis that you do on small talus, so after the fact you don't do any you don't say it again. Okay. So it's not like as we said many times, some things are not proper, but after the fact we just leave it be because it's not false statement. Let's put it this way. Okay. It is proper to take precaution not to drag the tzitzis fringes on the ground. So every time, be very careful not to drag it on the ground, as is constitute the denigration of the mitzvah. And I'm sure we all saw many times what people are not careful with that. I'm not sure why. Me personally drives me crazy. Commentary. In addition to dragging the tzitzis fringes, could easily cause them to tear. So it can get stuck somewhere, like on the floor, and that's a big problem. Okay. One should therefore pick them up, and one may tug the tzitzis fringes into his belt and keep them from dragging on the ground. So basically, I saw like few people do that. So they have very large talus, and so they put this one like front tzitzis into the belt, tucking them, and from the back also. I mean, it looks a little silly, but it does the trick. So they're not dry. So which is good. Okay, so we finish with this year number 9. The Torah writes regarding tzitzis, and you shall see it. Right? It says Bamidbar 15:29. It is learned from here that there is no obligation to tie tzitzis upon the night garment, since one cannot see tzitzis in darkness. Right? So that's okay. That's thing. Rambam in Hilchas Tzitzis 3:7 understand that this to mean that no garment required tzitzis when worn at night. So if you have some specific garment that you sleep at night, it does not require tzitzis.
Oh, Rabbi, yeah.
Yeah.
What is a garment? Like, is a garment like tefillin or?
No. Garment in this case that requires tzitzis, they 4-corner garment.
Ah,
4 distinct corners. So it's not like your T-shirt is not garment in the sense because it's like there's no corners. You understand? And
okay.
Corners means like on the sides, you have most of it open.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it open. They sell the T-shirts like that also. Okay. I'm not sure why. To tell the truth, I'm not sure why would they sell such a T-shirt. It's beyond me. Because like this undershirt, you have to wash like every day. Like you change, like so you're not going to wash your tzitzis every day. So this regular talis, so you put your undershirt, and on that you put the talis, and that's it. So you don't have to wash it every day, right? So
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe like once a week, right?
Say it again.
Maybe you would wash it like once a week or once.
Whatever you need to. Like when I feel you need to wash, you can wash. That's it. Once a week, 2 weeks, whatever. I mean, yeah. You just change the T-shirts and keep it clean. That's it.
Oh, okay.
And plus it's between T-shirt and between like outer short, so it's like does not get dirty as much as other things. Okay, so we said that no need for to put tzitzis on a night garment. Okay, Rosh and Hilchas Tzitzis, paragraph 1, however, holds that the verse excludes only garments that are designated worn at night, like, for example, pajamas, right? Such garments do not need tzitzis, even if they're worn by day, right? So that's clear. So they designate it for night, but he's still in his pajamas in, I don't know, in noon. So that's the problem, but he does not need tzitzis. However, daytime garments do require tzitzis, even they are worn at night. So that's why. So if you want to sleep in a talis, so you just sleep in a regular talis. So I have my talis with a thin tzitzis, so it would not bother me, right? Only for night. All cases in which one is obligated only, according to one of these opinions, are treated in cases of the doubt. Thus, in such cases, one may not wear the garment without tzitzis, but his blessing is not recited. Okay, so let's read it again and try to explain. All cases in which one is obligated only according to one of these opinions, okay, we're going to see which opinions, are treated in cases of the doubt. So in general, in cases of the doubt, we don't say blessing. Like we said, what are the cases of that? Yesterday, where we learned yesterday about, for example, mitzvah of Havdalah and women. So they say it's case of the doubt, because some poskim say women are not obligated to Havdalah, and others say they obligated to Havdalah. So that's one of the cases of the doubt. Thus, in such a cases, one may not wear the garment without tzitzis, but the blessing is not recited. Okay, we're going to see what. Okay, this here discusses application of the above halachas. Okay, a blessing is recited on the tzitzis only when they are part of the. They are put on during the day. So if you put this garment during the day, so they require tzitzis and they require blessing, and not when I put on at night. as explained above. Ideally, one should take the precaution not to recite blessing on tzitzis until it is so far into the day that one can discern by the light of the day, the difference between techeles and white. Okay, so let's explain. What does it mean? So we're only allowed to say blessing on the tzitzis when and tefillin also. Tzitzis and tefillin, you're allowed to put on a specific time. You're allowed to say blessing in specific time. To put on, there is a leniency, so you can put it after the dawn. But there is a specific time. I don't remember how many minutes, like after the dawn, that you can put this. If you wanna put us on mute,
Oh, sorry. Of course.
yeah.
I was about to ask you a question. That's why.
Okay, let me finish and then you ask. Okay, so there's specific time when you put your tefillin and towels, right? Specific time, and they say, what is this time when you can see? What does it mean to see? When you can see the difference. So basically, when we had the techeles, being this blue string in our tzitzis, so you can see the difference between blue and white. So basically, like if it's not light enough, if you can, and you look at the tzitzis, I mean, in any garment or whatever, so you would not be easily to distinguish like which color is it, because it's so dark. So that's what they say. So let me finish the sentence, then you ask. Don't forget your questions, please.
It's okay. I forgot it already.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Okay. So can discern the light and that. The difference between techeles and white. Okay, as you say, there is, if one would have techeles string in his tzitzis, he would be able to see which string of techeles and white are white, which is techeles, which are white. So commentaries say the verse and you shall see it indicates that the requirement of tzitzis applies when you can properly see the tzitzis. So meaning that when you see the difference between white and blue. Okay, so that's what considered to be tzitzis. Okay, I mean, that would be considered the definition of see. Okay, so you remember your question or no?
No, it's okay.
Okay, no problem. So continue. One who done his talis katan while he's still night. Okay, so you get up a little early, right? And you want to don your small talis. For example, you don't wear it at night. Also possible. And consequently did not yet recite the blessing over it as above, or donned it while his hands were not clean. Also possible. And therefore he did not recite the blessing over it. So meaning, okay, with unclean hands, right? Then later, when he recited the blessing over the talis gadol, he should have in mind to recite the blessing to include the talis katan as well. So we're going to read the commentaries. I explain, then read the comments. So basically, for example, if we're talking about Ashkenazi people wear talis only when they get married. There are specific explanations. I think the explanation is it is the verse from the Torah. If I don't remember exactly what verse was and how it exactly sounds, but I remember the rationale. So the law of the tzitzis is the law of the marriage. There, like two verses were together. I don't remember the context, but the verses were together. And from this, our sages learned that this mitzvah should be like bind together. So when you get married, so that's why when you you put on talis gadol. But Sephardim say that no. I mean, I think even after bar mitzvah they can put talis. But in others, I think Yemenite they put it like even before bar mitzvah they put like small talis. Looks very cute, but I'm not sure if children understand what's going on with this talis. Okay. So okay, so let's see the commentary. Then later, so okay, so basically for adult men, So we don't say, let's say he did not sleep in tzitzis, in small towels, right? So he put in the morning, and he does not say the blessing, because as we said, his mouth is dirty, like he didn't brush his teeth yet, he didn't wash his face yet, but he does not want, as we say, do not walk 4 steps without towels. Okay, so he put on towels, he went to the bathroom, that did his thing. So he did not say blessing. So he can say blessing afterward when he's ready to, when he's clean and ready. Okay, there is no problem. Or so if he's adult, so when he puts on this big towels, he keeps in mind that this blessing should cover also the small towels, which is no problem.
Rabbi.
But one second, I'm almost done. And for not married men, so we just say blessing on the small towels. That's it. Okay, go ahead.
So what happened? Like apparently, I know, like a while, like a very long time ago, bathrooms weren't actually built inside of people's houses, but they were built like, outside of people's houses.
Outside, yeah. Yeah.
So, but some people believe in that, you can only take 7 steps or a certain amount of steps before, in the morning in order to, wash your hands and sound that you're dying. So how would they have done it in that case, or like when that?
Exactly as we do today. Nothing changed. You keep your cup next to your bed. The cup or the washing cup you keep next to your bed. That's what I do. And then I wash before I putting my feet on the ground. I wash my hands, and then I walk.
Wait, but you wash your hands before you walk. But are you supposed to actually say the Anshe blessing? But you're not.
No. We don't say at that point. No. We say it when we're ready to pray.
Okay. Wait, so you wash your hands and then you do everything right, and then you brush your. Then you after that you can take then you can put your feet on.
Yeah. Those are three separate things. So when we wash our hands, we have to wash away this ruach ra, this bad spirit from after the sleep. That's the first thing that you must do. David, please go ahead.
I want to say, where does the water go if you wash your hands next to the bed? Like, do you have a sink? Like, yeah.
Yeah, next to the
Okay,
bed.
all right. Okay, so I'm in my bedroom, so I show you the trick. Okay. So I don't know if you see it.
Uh-huh.
I have this small chair.
Uh-huh.
It's you see a small chair, and I put the basin on this chair with a cup. So I prepared the water in before, and I put it in. It's like high. It's not on the floor, so you don't have to fall on the floor. So it's on a normal like height.
Got it.
But where?
But so it's I mean it's preferable way to do, but according to some poskim, so you can even walk. So they say even your whole house, your whole room, and it's 4 amos in double quotes, right? It's your 4 amos. It's like 8 feet. 4 amos. It's like personal space. It's your personal space, right? So they say that you can walk to the bathroom. So I mean. It's such an easy mitzvah to do it properly. Why should I lose it? Me personally, why should I lose it?
Yeah.
So if like many things, it's very simple, very easy to do on a higher standard. So if you have this opportunity, it's not don't pass on this mitzvah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but some people wash in the bathroom. Okay. So any other question? We answer.
Yeah, I have one more question about that topic actually. So what happens is like when you wash your hands, since you didn't brush your teeth, you're not allowed to say the blessing. So you wash your hands, and then what do you do after? You go brush your teeth, use the bathroom, then you say the blessing.
Yeah. So we discuss. So basically, you dress up, you dress completely with your shoes, and you wash your hands again because you touched all of the cover spots on your body, right? You touch your shoes, so you wash your hands again without any blessing, and then you say the blessing, Asher Yotzer and Al Nitalas Yadayim, and you continue with more.
But I thought first, like I do something a little bit differently. Like I wake up, right? I go downstairs, I wash my hands first, like the normal way without the blessing. Then you brush your teeth, use the bathroom, then get dressed after that, and then and then wash your hands one more time, and then say Asher Yatzar. No, say the blessing after you come out of the bathroom, then say Asher Yatzar. But I'm starting to think that's like not the correct way, so I need to know exactly.
No. That's exactly what I said. And also, so the only difference between what I said and what you said. So you said you go downstairs and wash your hands there. I said exactly the same thing. I wash next to my bed, or you go to the bathroom, you wash there. There is no problem. And then you dress completely when you're ready to pray. You have to be dressed completely, not your slippers, not
Of course.
your shorts, and not your t-shirt. So it has to be appropriate. And then you go and say all of the blessing. There is no problem. Yeah, it's
Like
exactly what I said.
right after, right? You say
Say it
Asher.
again.
You say the
Yeah.
Asher.
Actually, just follow your siddur. It's all before the morning blessing. You say Al Nitalas Yadayim, you shall Asher Yatzar, and all of the other blessings. It's all there. So that I'm not trying to change anything. The sequence that it says in the siddur. That's exactly what it says there. Okay.
Okay.
Continue. Okay. So let's see. There are a few commentaries. 1 second. What did we did not say? Okay, so 50. Okay, so we say. Okay, no, actually, we said in the course of our discussion, we said all of this. Okay, 59. Okay, continue. One who donned the talis katan while it is still night, so as we said, it's possible, and consequently did not recite the blessing over it above, or donned it while his hands were not clean. Okay, we said that, but continue. Not clean, and therefore he did not recite the blessing over it. Then later, when he recited the blessing over the talis gadol, as we said, he should have in mind while reciting the blessing to include talis katan as well. Okay, so let's see. There is one. There are two comments. So one of them is if one begins pray when it is still too early to recite the blessing over the talis, he may recite it when the times come between Yishtabach and Kiddusha. Follows it. Okay. So basically, in some cases, you have to start like praying a little earlier, not a little earlier than allowed time. So you can put your talis, like smaller this talis cotton. There is no problem. But you simply don't say the blessing, and you say the blessing when it's light enough outside. That's it. And you're allowed to talk. But you're not allowed to talk all the time. During the prayers. Okay, so here they say between Ishtabach and Kaddish. So Ishtabach, it's when we finish our Psuki de Zimra, right? So and we say like blessing Ishtabach. So after this blessing Ishtabach, so you say this blessing on the talis. Okay, or you say it later. There is no problem. Okay, so Mishnah Brura notes that it has become a custom that blessing may over the talis gadol exempt the talis katan as well, and therefore a separate blessing is not recited when one puts on both talis gadol and talis katan. So okay, so there is no problem. So they say for married men, so we say only one blessing. Do not say two blessings. So, but for not married, we say one blessing over the small talis. No problem. Okay, regarding one who does not have a talis gadol. Okay, so here we go. If he dons a talis katan by day, and his hands are clean at that time, he should recite upon the mitzvah blessing, Baruch atah HaShem, okay, Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kiddushonu b'mitzvos v'tzivanu, al mitzvah tzitzis. Okay, so simple.
Wait, on the tzaddik gadol. On the talit gadol.
No, katan.
On the
No,
katan, yeah. Okay.
Or say, or so it's or unmarried man or boy who does not wear talis, according to some Ashkenazi caste. So some Ashkenazi wear. I'm not sure. I think German wears them. I'm not sure. I think after the 13. Okay. So continue. Okay, one second. Where were we? One who dons while donning his talis katan mistakenly recite the blessing for talis gadol need not recite the blessing al mitzvos hatzitzis. But tzitzis. So basically, if he did a mistake, so the statement is true. Okay, so we leave it. Okay. If one dons the talis katan at the time when he cannot recite the blessing on it, for example, still night, or the hands are not clean, then in that case, afterwards, when it is day and his hands are clean, he should take the tzitzis string in his hands and recite the blessing al mitzvah tzitzis. So basically, every time when for example, even with tefillin, but you don't tefillin too early, and you want to say a blessing later, so you touch it, like you lift it up a little and put it back, and it's enough to say the blessing. It's like you put it up again, right? So you basically, Kitzur said that you don't have to take it out completely to take it off and put it back on. Okay, so if you just touch it, that's enough. One who steps through the night, sleeps through the night while wearing the talis katan, should not recite the blessing on a talis katan afterwards at all, as long as still wearing it. Okay. So, and I would say it would be true that even if he changed the talis, so he was sleeping in one talis, and now he changed into different talis, so you don't say the blessing. Go ahead.
What if you take off your talis? Let's say you want to put on a new undershirt, then put your. Do you have to then?
No.
No, you don't have to. Okay.
No. That's what your intention to put it right back on.
Understand.
So basically, this intention can last for. I give you a different example. Just I think they're going to talk about it, but just since you asked this question. So, for example, if you wear this big talis, right, during the shacharis, and you need to go to the bathroom, so you take it out, right? Technically, you can go with the talis, but we don't do that because of the respect of the mitzvah. Nobody does it, even though it is no problem, right? So we take it out, and then we go to the bathroom. We come back. We don't have to say blessing. And even when on Rosh Hashanah, give you a better example. On Rosh Hashanah, we have sometimes break, or Yom Kippur. No, not on Rosh Hashanah. Sometimes you have like 15-20 minutes break between the prayers because it's too long. So you can take off the talis if it's under the half an hour, and you had in mind to put it back on. You're not saying your blessing, which is good. So I mean, okay. So commentary. This is because, according to the opinion, that only night garment is exempt from tzitzis. One who sleeps with this talis katan has been fulfilling the mitzvah throughout the night, and therefore there is no reason to recite new blessing in the morning. See Mishnah Berurah. So basically here, so just so you know, so every second that we wear this small talis, we get a mitzvah. So even though you sleep, especially now when the sunrise, even not sunrise, when time to don talis, I don't know, it's like 5 something, I guess, maybe 5:10. I don't know, well, whatever time is it, right? So and you sleep in it, so you get mitzvah even though you're sleeping. I think it's a good deal, no? Sleeping and you get one mitzvah. So time. Say it again.
I was saying that's a pretty good deal because you're just like sleeping and you get a mitzvah, and the only thing you can take with you to Shamayim is your mitzvah. You cannot take anything from this world that's physical. It's pretty good.
Even though they're small, right? Even though this mitzvah is small, but when they're a lot, they overpower many big avedas. You understand? So overpower meaning you have a scale, spiritual scale, and they like on a scale they put your mitzvahs, they put your avedas, and what wins? If avedas wins, so he's a sinner. If otherwise, so he's a tzaddik. That's for another class. Okay. Continue. However, if the latter puts on talis gadol, Right? Okay, so basically, if he sleep in a talus, this talus or different talus doesn't make any difference. So he does not make blessing on talus. Okay. However, if Lara puts on talus gadol, when he recites the blessing on his talus gadol, he should have in mind for the blessing to discharge the possible obligation to recite blessing over talus katan as well. So basically, when you put big talus, you have intention to include the small talus. Okay, so we stop here or continue? You tell me.
Whatever.
Okay, good. Okay. So let's do one more. We only 40 minutes. Okay, do one more. Number 10, and it says, the blessing that one recites upon mitzvah remains in effect until the fulfillment of the mitzvah is interrupted. Oh, that's interesting, right? When it is interrupted, a new blessing must be recited upon beginning the mitzvah again. This year discusses which events constitute the interruption with regard to the wearing talus. Okay, so when you take it off, and it's considered to be interruption. Okay. One who takes off his talus with intention to put it back on right away, even if in the meantime he had gone to the bathroom, right? When he puts it back on, he does not recite another blessing over it. Or for example, you take in shower, right? You can, I don't know, in 15 minutes, whatever shower you take, 15 minutes. So it's not considered an interruption. Okay, but because your intention was, as we just said, to put it back on. Okay. The reason,
Yeah, because you had like kavana on it. You had kavana.
exactly. Yeah. So I'm taking it off, but right after I finish, I put it back on right away. Okay. The reason for this is that since technically the halacha is that one is allowed to go with the talus into the bathroom. So we're talking. I apologize. We're talking about big talus. He's going to clarify. Okay, bathroom. Therefore, going to the bathroom is not considered interruption of the mitzvah. Okay, so technically you can, even though nobody does it. They're going to yell at you. So commentary. According to halacha, it is permitted to bring talus into the bathroom. Huh? Okay. However, it is proper to avoid doing so out of respect to the garment worn for prayer. See Mishnah Brura. So basically, what is talus? Is a piece of cloth, or whatever is it, right? And we only see you ceiling. Not this. Okay, no problem. So it's big like piece of material, like 4-corner garment, and it has all the tzitzis. So basically, unless we would use it only for prayers, so it would be no problem. So like we go in our small talus, we go to the bathroom. There is no problem. So there is no problem with to bring your tzitzis into the bathroom, right? So technically we can, but because we use it only for prayer, it's a special garment used for prayer. So we give it special respect, and we don't do it basically. Okay. So continue. Sorry, put number 66. Okay, continue. So since technically, as you said, you can go to the bathroom with this talus, so it's not considered to be interruption. But you, out of respect, took it off. No, so of course you had in mind to put it back on. However, if when taking off talus, he had not intended to put it back on right away, and he then charged, then he changed his mind and put it back on, he must recite the blessing anew upon doing it again. Okay, so let's see the commentary. Yeah, go ahead.
Before you go into the commentary, right? If you recite the blessing again, does that mean that you get an extra mitzvot for reciting the blessing, or no?
No, actually, it's opposite. Could be true. So it could be that it is a blessing in vain. So if it's not necessary blessing, so it's actually biblical. It's a biblical not to recite the blessing in vain. You understand? So it's bigger issue than not to say the blessing. So if you're not sure whether to say blessing or not to say, do not say the blessing. like simple rule.
But what about like on food? Let's say you're obligated to say shakol even if you don't know. Like let's say you don't know what this food is. No, like well obviously it's kosher, but
That's not what I said. I said like additional blessing. I said sorry, maybe I was not clear. So additional, if you're not sure, you said the blessing. For example, you start drinking your coffee, your tea, right? And you're asking, so did I say blessing? I did not say blessing. So basically, they say do not say new blessing. If you're not sure, do not. So, but there is a solution to this issue. So you just take some other thing that with the same blessing
like let's
that you
drink.
did not have in mind. Make blessing on that shikha. You take a piece of candy, piece of chocolate, right? You say blessing on a piece of chocolate and have in mind your tea or coffee, and that's it. It is covered. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
So that's the solution. But second time to make a blessing on this IT or coffee, absolutely forbidden. And unless for sure you know that, oh, I completely forgot. I don't know, maybe like I would say here's the situation. So he was talking on the phone. He was excited, whatever, to talk to his friend, and he started drinking water, for example, right, without saying blessing. So after he hung up, he realized that he did not say blessing. So this would be clear that he didn't say blessing. So this scenario, he will be required to say blessing. But if you're not sure, don't say it.
But
Okay?
what if he already drank all the water while he was on the phone with his friend?
If he finished?
Yeah, if he finished the water
No,
while he
if
was on.
he finished, he finished. No. Then what can you do? No. Okay.
Uh,
So yeah. So that's another series that we're planning to start. The halachas of brachas. All of the blessing,
okay.
all the combinations of blessing. Okay, continue. 67. Removing the talus with intention not to put it back on right away constitute the interruption in a performance of mitzvah and mandates the recitation of the nazar blessing. So basically, I'm not sure, for whatever reason, he took it off and he did not have intention to put back on, whatever situation was, and now he changed his mind. So now he needs another blessing. If he took his talus off with no specific intention in mind, then the law depends on whether he was wearing the talus katan at this time. Oh, very interesting, right? So meaning if he put it, if he didn't have intention to put it back or did not, so if he wore the talus katan, right? If he was wearing the talus katan, he does not recite the blessing anew upon donning the talus gadol. Okay, so that's the solution of the issue.
Understandable.
Okay, but if he was not wearing the talus katan for whatever reason, he must recite the blessing anew when he dons the talus again. Okay, it's from Mishnah Brura. So Mishnah Brura in the same place adds that one who removes his talus in the middle of the prayer, even without any specific intention, is considered as one who planned to put it back on right away. So basically, I don't know, maybe for whatever reason.
Yeah, but he just took it off for whatever reason, right? So he didn't really have any intention of putting it on. So therefore, I mean, no, it's not that he didn't have intention.
When the prayer is not done, so his intention, so like simple rationale. So if the prayer is not done, he's planning to have this talus until the end of the prayers, right? Logic.
Okay.
Right. So it's like even he took it off for whatever reason, so we're not required to him to say a blessing. Okay. Continue. Let's try to finish this. If one talus inadvertently slipped off, okay, so he's possible, right? He was not paying attention. The law is as follows: if part of the talus remained of his body, even though most of the talus had fallen off, right? He's doing something and he does not pay attention. Since part of the mitzvah still remains on him, he need not to recite the blessing again. So and he was not aware, right? Okay. When straightening it upon himself. So I mean, maybe he caught it with his hand and it slip off from one shoulder and stuff like that. But if no part of the talus remained on his body, meaning it completely fell on the floor, even if he still held onto the talus with his hand, Since no part of the mitzvah remained on his body, so he caught it up with his hand, but it's on the floor. As the fact that he holds it in his hand is not considered remaining part of the mitzvah, since the mitzvah is not for one to hold the talis in his hand. So basically, if he caught it while it was slipping off, so you just
you still have to say the blessing again because the mitzvah is.
Yeah. So it's not the holding in your hand is not a mitzvah, right?
The mitzvah is to have it on your body, right?
Exactly. So when you say blessing, big blessing, so it's a blessing on the wrapping of the talis. But rather to wrap one's body with it. Okay, as we explained. Therefore, since he is now totally bereft of the mitzvah, so there is no mitzvah, he must recite new blessing when he puts it back on. Okay. Commentary. Although according to many authorities, one removes the talis gadol, he does not recite another blessing upon putting back on, as long as wearing talis katan at this time. In the case of the it accidentally fell off, he is required to recite another blessing even in this instance. So very interesting. So before we said if he completely took it off, so he knew what he was doing, and he did not have in mind I'm going to put it back or not going to put it back, and he has his small tzitzis on, right? So he does not say the blessing because he had. But if it like fell and he did not see, I'm not sure how. Why would somebody not pay attention? But I saw it many times happen. Many times it happened, right? So in this case, since he was inadvertently, right? So he has to say new blessing, even he wore the new talis, small talis. If this happened to him in the middle of the prayer, when he is a point in which he is not permitted to interrupt this his prayer by reciting blessing on the talis, for example, in the middle of Shmona Esra, okay, possible, he should put the talis back on immediately, but not recite the blessing then. Rather, he should wait until the point of the prayer, which is allowed to recite the blessing, take the tzitzis ring in his hand and recite the blessing. Okay, so we stop here. So basically, as you understand, in the middle of Shmona Esra, we're not allowed to interrupt, right? So he can put it back on, right, his talis, and say blessing when he has time, like after the prayers, like. But the best thing that's in my mind, like the way I see it, when you pray, put it on all the way on the head, so there is no way that you can miss it. It's off your head. You understand? And plus, it helps with concentration, so you don't see you don't have a lot of distraction from left and from right. It helps. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, a small question about brachas. So, for example, you said that when you go to another room, you have to make another bracha on the food, basically, right?
It depends. So it's not such a clear case. So let's say if you ate bread, so you start bread meal. So if you go to the bathroom, you go this and that. So you don't have to make a new blessing.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
Okay, so let's say, for example, you ate the food in one place, or is it allowed? And let's say you did the grace after the blessing for the after the meal.
Yeah.
Is it allowed to do it in another room or no?
It's preferable to do. You see, if basically the halachas is like this. It's preferable to do it in that room. But if you want to go to a different room because there is somebody else needs that room, right? Or you see the place where you're sitting. For example, you're eating in the kitchen. Now you're going to the living room, but you can see the place where you sit. There is no problem.
So let's say you ate, you left a different room without intent of coming back.
Okay.
Is it still preferable to come back into that room, or does it not make a difference?
It is preferable for mizoinos, right? And for when we eat this stuff like mizoinos, five species of grain, and for the fruits meaning for what is it? This what are the dates? pomegranate, right? All of this grapes and figs. Yes. Okay, so all of this you would require, but if not, if it's not possible to hard, so basically after the fact they would allow you to say whatever you are.
Got it. So let's say you drink half a bottle of grape juice in the kitchen, and then you went upstairs, and then 30 minutes later you decide to drink the other half. Do you have to say a bracha upstairs?
Yes, yeah, yes. You have
No?
to say your bracha. And it's not because you went upstairs. So if, for example, you went to the kitchen and you make yourself a cup of tea and you tasted your tea, you said blessing, tasted your tea, but you had intention to drink upstairs while you studied. So it's only one blessing then.
Okay, I
So,
understand.
and if you take small sips from now and there, so it's like it is covered. This cup, but in a reasonable amount. It cannot be the whole day. Understand? Oh no, you're on mute somehow. I'm not sure how.
Oh, you're muted.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, tell me.
So let's say for the blessing after the meal, let's say once again you ate downstairs, then you went upstairs, but it's an hour later. Do you say it? Do you still say it, or is it in vain now?
Okay, no, okay. So how to put it? I'm going to give you only the summary, but I promise, B'ezrat Hashem, we're going to learn in details. So basically, they say you have like 72 minutes, and on average, to say the blessing after the meal. But it's only when you ate only kizayis. Kizayis means 1 ounce. So 1 ounce, like you 1 ounce means that you're not satiated, right? I mean, you're still hungry, but you ate so all of the other foods. Like you ate meat, you ate salad, all of the pasta, you ate all the other things, basically. So you have in this case you have 72 minutes. But if, for example, you overate, right, and even after 72 minutes passed and you're still not hungry, right? So in this case, so you can still say the blessing after the meal, especially if you ate more than kizayis. So why? Because kizayis is a rabbinical mitzvah, and more than kizayis it's a biblical. So you must say, yeah. Go ahead.
So if you ate more than an ounce, and become satiated, then you're allowed to say it whenever, basically.
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
So basically, and this is it's a good question. So thank you for asking. So I forgot to bring up one more point. So we said before when Jonathan said that do I repeat the blessing or not? So we say do not repeat blessing. If you, for example, you ate an apple and you don't remember if I say after blessing, slipped out of your mind. So there are solutions. For example, you can eat banana, right, or half a banana, whatever you eat, and you can say a blessing after banana and keep in mind that apple. That's a good solution. But if you don't have banana, if you're outside, if you're in the school, whatever, there's no other fruit, so you cannot fix it. So you just let it be, right? But after the bread, since it's a biblical, so you must say it.
I understand.
So even if you doubt, I said it, not say it. Maybe the person had that fever, he had a headache, this ache, so whatever. So he must say it if he does not remember.
And also another question. In the radiance of Shabbos, in let's say the first chapter, I'm pretty sure there are 3 reasons we light the candles, right?
Yes.
So one of them is to be peaceful, to bring peace to Shabbos, honor the Shabbos, and then make the Shabbos pleasant. So my question is, for what's the main reason we recite the bracha over the candles? Is it to honor the Shabbos, or is it to get pleasure from the Shabbos?
I think all of them together. All
so,
of them.
So for example, let's say if one of them were to be
No,
left.
no, no, stop. We was that step back. So we start the blessing on a lighting of the candle.
Mhm.
So mitzvah does not have to make any logical sense, right? So as I say, all of the mitzvahs we're doing because if somebody asks you why you do this mitzvah, only because Hashem said so. If there is a logical explanation that you can explain other human beings, they answer you said there is a thousands upon thousands of explanations that we do not know, right? But we do not do any mitzvah because it's logical. We understand. Here's one of the like side benefits. So it's piece of the family is covered. Okay, go ahead.
See, to me in chapter 3, or I think it was chapter 4, it said you may not recite a bracha if you will not derive pleasure from it. I think.
Yes. Okay.
Exactly. So it matters afterwards. So that's dependent. So is it for is it more so for honoring the Shabbos or for the pleasure? So let's say, for example, do you need all three things to say the blessing or no?
No, you don't need all these things.
No, there's ways around it actually,
No,
but
one second. Yeah, let me answer. So, you don't need three things. So, because I give a simple example. So, in a place where you usually light the candles, there is big chandelier. Like these candles do not add much to the piece of the family, as we said. So, it's not because of the lights.
Got it.
Understand? But still, we have to like. It's not because of the light, but it adds a little to the light. So, so they say to derive benefit. So let's read. Jordan, could you put us on mute, please?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So they said try to read Tehillim, try to pray, try to look at the candles, derive some benefit. That's what it means. Derives benefit. Otherwise, as you said, you're right. It's correct. It's a blessing in vain. So why we light the candles because Hashem said so. But you're right. We have to derive some benefit. Otherwise, it's a blessing in vain. So you cannot like light candles in a room that you're not going to use. It's a waste of things. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I understand. So only when you derive benefit and for the honor of Shabbos, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I understand. Also, I had one more. Okay, this was my question. It's a little bit about Imunah.
Okay.
So let's say someone has rent due in a week, okay? And he knows Hashem controls everything and stuff like that, okay? But he's still worried. Why is he worried? Because he's not sure if Hashem wants to punish him and give him suffering for a sin he committed long ago, and so he won't have the rent paid. So is it okay for him to be worried about that?
I mean, so Imanah is one of the things that we have to work every day. And it's not like you acquired it yesterday or last month and it's stay with you forever. Because Hashem sends you different tests that is for us to overcome. You understand? So to worry is a lack of imanah in Hashem. So as I said to all my students many times, so like and I said to you also, right? If Hashem did so many miracles to up to now, you think He's going to dump you? What do you think of Him, right? So he was able to provide for you all of the rents, all of the parnos until now, and now he ran out of money. Now he ran out of ways to get for you money. That's ridiculous. It's like little baby. Okay, so he's a big, better example. Little baby, just born, right? Or he's 3 months old. Does he care about the food? He does not. Does he know that he's useless and only make everybody headaches, right? And poop and eat and sleep and distort everybody else's sleep? He does not care. He does not care because he knows why the food is coming. He does not care. So many times our poskim say that you have to be, our rabbis say that you have to be like this little baby. Just trust. Your mom is not going to dump you. She carried you for 9 months. She gave you birth, all of this, and now she's going to die. Today she's going to die. For what? Right? Give you a benefit of the doubt after all of this, the energy, the resources just she invested. Does not make sense. Like he would be a vicious God. You would not do it for a cat on a street. Like why HaShem would do it to you, right? If he's a good son. Okay. But it does not mean the money is going to appear. So do not mistake some things. Maybe money is not going to appear. Maybe he wants you to go through this different challenges for whatever reason. So in my life, I can tell you, Baruch HaShem. So tomorrow is my birthday. So no, my birthday started. Yeah, my birthday started. So happy birthday to me, Baruch HaShem. So from my life experience, all of the negative things, the worst things that happened to me, turned out to be the best things possible. It's unbelievable. But you can only see it like after some time passed. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, Jonathan. Okay, you at least have 2 questions. Go ahead, please.
I had a few questions, but it's okay. You already answered them. And also, my Hebrew birthday was this Friday too.
Mazel tov.
I see. Okay, that's all. We're done.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry for muting you so many times.
No, that's fine. So, any Jonathan, you good? Any other questions? So, because I interrupted you a few times, huh?
No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. So, thank you. Good night. Until next time.
Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
אני מברך את הרבנים, רגע. אני מברך את הרבנים, הרב ירון ראובן, הרב אפרים כחלון, ראשי ארגון בעזרת השם, שהלכו בפי עליון, שעלו מעלה, יהיה להם ברכה והצלחה, הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא בישועות ליבם לטובה ולברכה, שבכל מה שיפנו ישכילו ויצליחו, יזכו לעשות כאלה וכאלה, הודיעו תורה לאדירה, אמן ואמן.
בעזרת השם רשת בכל הארץ. הוא היהודי הזה, הוא היה מיליונר, סגר את כל הביזנס, אמר אני משקיע פה בעולמה של תורה.
איפה הוא גר?
בפלורידה.
איפה זה פלורידה? באמריקה.
במיימי. כן, ליד. אנחנו שם עכשיו הולכים להקים קהילה ספרדית גדולה.
תעבירו מה שבירכתי אותו.
כן, קהילה ספרדית גדולה.
כן.